Yo, what's up? Mr. Simon. I'm Khan, what's up, dude? Or is DR? No, Mikey, Luis. What's up, dude? Zach. What up, my dude? Alf, what up, brother? How you doing, man? Figured I'd just go live. I was gonna make a video, but I'd rather just take some questions, man. If you guys got anything, just throw it at me. It's, you know, these times are rough. You know, you never know with AMC. But I'm here to answer questions, dude, and I'm here to give you that conviction here as far as what I'm looking at. I had some time here, past couple hours, to just kind of go over everything and just get it all down and realize that hey, things are looking awesome. They're looking great. But I'm also going to give you I'm going to give you here the weekly scenario as well as what I think moving forward, right? And we'll talk about it. Alrighty. And we'll let some people get in here just before I kind of go over everything. But here, let's look at intraday real quick. Then we'll talk about everything that I have laid out here. Let's pull up. Let's pull up the blue pattern. Why not? Wow, look at that. Guys, can we just take a minute? We fucking went up to 30 bucks after hours. We did it. We fucking did it, dude. This is insane. And that's kind of where I want to start off at least. I think it'll make the most sense if I start off here. So we have gone up a total of, let's see, 134% from the low. So around 130. And this is where it gets interesting, right? Because we have not only been tracking the 120-day cycle here, we've been tracking the 62-day cycle as well as the 3-month cycle. They all go hand in hand with each other on these drastic moves. Now, where it gets crazy is the Ethereum tracking, okay? From its low down here, Ethereum has gotten up 130%. Are you guys starting to see this correlation now? Because you know, the patterns that we're seeing here in the short term, yes, they do look similar, but is it not crazy to you that they went up the same height, right? They both went up 130%. We knew that Ethereum going up over the weekend last week was going to bring AMC's price action up, right? And now we're seeing this section here replicate itself. We got that push today, and that seemed to be right around this area where Ethereum went up about 52% and AMC went up almost 60%, okay? From this area to this area. So, dude, things are starting to add up, okay? And I don't, like, they're not theories anymore. Like, it's clear. It's clear that some shit's going down. So, this is where I kind of want to, you know, talk about, like, well, what are the possibilities, you know, what are we looking at, you know, here in the near term. So here we got the regression trend, okay? And I didn't want to talk about this on stream because, I mean, we're rallying, guys. Like, we're focusing on what matters then and there, and the only thing that matters is AMC, like, going up. Like, that's what this whole movement is. Like, we're trying to just go through. And this is where I bring up this whole regression trend, because you guys knew this from day one, okay? The setup here is that once you come up to this regression trend, okay, this is a resistance trend line that is dangerous, okay? I'm gonna highlight it here. It's gonna be red because it's dangerous. All right, and we'll make it bold here. So look at where we're at here, man. On this regression trend, look at how close. Okay, and I'm gonna sort of like get the average here. We broke it, okay? We broke it, and we've broken it. Okay, there's been one other instance back here where it sort of, you know, got out of that channel. It wasn't really created until we got these peaks here, right? And, you know, we're in, you know, this is tracking that 3-month cycle. Okay, we knew this was gonna happen because this is this entire portion here playing out inverse, as well as this portion right here playing out inverse, right? And this is the cycle, guys. If I bring the cycle back here for you to look at, we got the cycle curve. You guys know how this works, right? Okay, I know I'm kind of talking about a lot of things here, but you got to bear with me in order for things to make sense. We have the cycle here, and this one is curved for you, so you can kind of see things a little bit clearer. So if I went ahead and I just did this today, I was going to post it on the video, but again, I figured I'd just go live for you guys. Let's pull it up. This is the cycle moving average, okay? Now, if we apply this logic, right, to the current setup, so I'm going to take away the moving average. Okay, here we go. You guys know that, you know, you got your green, everything else is lining up with each other. They're all coordinated with colors. So this is the first phase in which, coming to the cycle, the 62-day cycle that we've been tracking since day one, where we have upside. And you see that right here. All of the other ones have had a downturn. They've all had downside. And I highlighted everything here in green for you according to the cycle here, right? So you guys could see that. We have red on all of the green spots. So this to me already signals that there's a merge happening. Basically, the cycle's breaking out and it's merging into a new cycle. That is personally what I think is happening, just with the price movement, the volume, everything else that's basically kicking in. It's making sense. And this also goes, you know, hand in hand with the regression trend, because the regression trend is also signaling that. Okay, let's bring the moving average right here. There we go. So we take away the cycle here. We have what happened back here is the same thing that happened right back here. 4 month, okay, inverse. And then we also have every other cycle basically repeating the same thing, because this is tracking. That's what it's doing, guys. It's tracking the 62-day cycle spread out. So it's, you know, every 2 months, every 4 months, they are all signaling downside, and this one is signaling upside. Okay, that's why we're getting this push. So what are we gonna get here, right? You guys have known from day one that the target, I specifically called it a scenario 29, the 29th of March scenario, because this was a price target that I was looking at. It was around the $28 level, which we got. And now we have the possibility of a handle, which would make a projector, meaning that if this does come down in the short term, okay, that we would get a second test and basically a breakthrough around this April, you know, mid-April time to go up, right? But that doesn't have to happen. If there is enough volume, remember, volume is key here. And this is the projector. If this is the projector and we start going up, you know, tomorrow, the day after, then, you know, all that gets thrown out the window and we're not following that specific scenario, right? Section. So keep an eye out for that, okay? But that, again, it's just, I'm being realistic, just like I was with this price target, right, at 28. Okay. If that is just worst case, dude, if I bring the regression trend back, we're right here. We're on that resistance trend line. So are we gonna break it? If we open tomorrow at like 40 bucks, I'd be like, okay, shit, like, I mean, we broke it, dude. Like, we're going for sure. But we have to get that clean breakthrough, right? All right, I can't see your questions, so let me go back in. All right, hello. So I hope that clarified some things, but if you are not, I'm going to keep going over it, dude. I'm going to go over it a couple times because I know some of you are just getting in here. But, dude, like, honestly, I mean, guys, we've been up. We've gotten up 130% from our lows, okay? From 13 bucks all the way to 30. Okay, this took 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks, all right? This was that spring that we got. If you guys remember that scenario that I was talking about, this also goes with the 2-month cycle. Okay, let's go here on the 1 hour and watch this. Okay, you guys remember this setup right here, right? So we know that the 2-month cycle plays out inverse and identical. Right now we're playing it out identical. It's playing out the same way. But previously, we've been playing it out inverse. We talked about this setup right here, right? This was supposed to be right here, playing out this inverse part right here, this peak. You can see it there if you stretch out the pattern that we have this going on. And then this is where you get that signal, right? You're not getting things playing out identical in inverse form. Like, they're not going to play out to a T, because you have to remember that on the way up, volatility is going to change the structure of the algorithm's agenda. So on the way down, you're going to see the cycle basically playing out to a T, because nobody's selling, the algorithm's selling. So obviously things are going to look very like orchestrated on the way down. But on the way up, you know, when you have FOMO kicking in and it's like constantly just clocking at that algorithm to, you know, basically try and break that threshold, you're going to get volatility spikes that are going to look like this. Okay, here's a prime example back here. Okay, this was not a algorithm like setup. It would have looked different if the algorithm did this. It would have looked very similar to what happened back here, okay, like this, if the algorithm was replicating this portion of it, right? Because that is the volume they shorted, okay? And this is the way it was covered, okay? Covered, right? People always like say, no, it's not covering. No, I know it's not covering, but releasing the shares that you bought basically is what's happening. So you see how they don't look identical? They don't look the same. That's why we always talk about the projector pattern, or the blue pattern, looking very similar to every single blue pattern that occurs, because in between, you always get this sort of like very calm phase in which retail doesn't really go in on stocks. They don't buy in the middle of the month. So the algorithm goes pretty hard in the middle of the month, and you see the blue pattern looking very similar to every phase that's happened here. So pretty crazy stuff, dude. But like, damn, it's insane where we're at right now. This triple bottom setup just popped, dude. Getting ready to come up here, dude. That's what I'm telling you, man. We're gonna fucking figure out some shit, bro, with some other stocks. All right, whenever AMC's done, whenever we squeeze and we move forward to doing other stocks, we're gonna figure some shit out, bro. I promise. We're gonna figure it out. Zach, what's up? Taylor, Ivan, what up, dude? What's my first name? My first name is Sam. Sammy boy. Another great day, man. Fuck yeah. Do in the money calls from Friday get priced in tomorrow? If so, that's also pretty bullish, right? Get priced in tomorrow. Into money calls get priced in tomorrow. Typically, the way that works is you actually see a lot of the options. There's something called, it's an awesome tool, by the way. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is how I check for it, by the way, guys. I didn't talk about this for a little while because we were focusing a lot on Ethereum Classic, on the cycle and stuff. But to your question, that's a really good point. I'm going to show you guys something here that is crazy with options, because I believe 1,000,000%, dude, that this whole thing is driven through the option chain. So anything that goes down, dude, okay, is going to be reflected on through the option chain for sure. Let me pull up the chat in here. All right, hold up. Here we go, Thinkorswim. All right, cool. Yeah, dude, this is crazy. I was looking at this a couple weeks ago, and I was going to update you guys because this is This is the manipulation here that I'm talking about. That is insane. And you can see it happen. You can base, there's so many things, dude. Not only the cycle that suggests that, you know, there are points of interest where you know if there's going to be a spike or if there's going to be a short attack on a stock. There definitely is, and you can figure it out. People will say, man, that you can't predict stuff, but you can. If you really focus on what indicators you're tracking, and how you're doing it on that time frame, you can definitely get on that for sure. Okay. I gotta get the date right here. 25th. This is one of the things that just got me bullish, bro. Got me bullish on AMC here in the short term as well. You know, apart from the cycle, Ethereum Classic, all the other things that we were looking at, this is another thing I was looking at. So back to your question about options, if they get, you know, brought in, there's really no time frame that, like, one thing I believe is that most of the time for AMC, you will get, you won't get things covered on the last day. Most of the time, anything that happens with options, you will get it. It'll be spread out. It'll be, because it's part of the algorithm. They don't just wait till last minute to do everything, right? It's spread out throughout. It's you're distributing basically the way the algorithm is making these patterns occur, right? So I believe that everything's already accounted for. So the price action going to 30 today was orchestrated. It's not like, you know, we pushed it with the FOMO, but you have to think about it this way. Like they wanted to bring the price action to that level. So it's not, there's a lot that goes in with it, in my opinion. And until you break that threshold, I believe that we cannot mess around with these levels that are being hit until you break the threshold. So that's why, you know, with the whole thing, the next couple days, it's really hard to tell like what's going to happen, because if we get a, you know, bounce down and we get a cup, the algorithm, you know, if it can't take that volume, right, then it's going to just ripple effect squeeze. But if it can, then expect another cycle basically to come and do its thing before coming back up. It's just the way it works with this. But again, I think with the FOMO that we have going on right now and everything, dude, just like everybody's just picking up, talking about this, I think we're on track. We're on track to be doing fucking awesome. All right, let's pull this up. I need to shut up and just pull this up. Let's do it. Okay, this is TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim platform. And I'm going to take away. Here we go. Okay. All right, so you guys remember the option volatility indicator here that I was looking at, or just the basically it's just an average of how volatility moves throughout the day, right? Implied volatility is important when it comes to options. You're not going to find this indicator on TradingView because there's no options on TradingView, right? You can only do it with like the indices, right? They'll be tracking like the SPY or something like that. You can get something similar, but this one's specifically for AMC. So this is implied volatility for AMC, okay? Now, this is where it gets interesting, guys. You can see, okay, if you know how these behave, you see these like spikes right here. They're not supposed to happen. This is weird, okay? And I posted something about this a couple weeks ago. I was talking about how like these spikes are not normal. Like whenever you see spikes going up or coming down very quickly, it typically indicates that there are options being exercised, okay? Meaning that if you're trying to get rid of options, why would you do it like in this fashion very quickly, almost like a computer's doing it, right? Not sentiment, not the retail sentiment. We see this happen multiple times. Look at this. This was, guys, this is March 11th. This is March 10th, okay? And then a couple days later, you get the same thing happening right here, March 17th, all right? They're getting rid of all these options, all these exercising all of these like puts. You know, like, okay, we brought the price down to these levels, 12. Let's get rid of them. Look at what they're doing, bro. Right here, right here, right here. Okay? And guess what? Right here, right? All of March, you saw this happening. All of March. And I promise you, you will not find a day like that for a long time where you could see it, like, you know, coming up and down in that fashion, dude. Very weird, you know. Normally it's gonna look something like this, you know, just like a chart. It's not going to look this orchestrated. Like, this is, you can tell, bro, that they're doing it. And yeah, this is not an indicator that you can, you know, plug and chug on that TradingView platform. They don't have an option chain to look at, so you might be able to do it on Webull. I'm not sure. I don't use Webull specifically for stuff like this, but yeah, dude, TradingView will have it, and you can look at the next couple days. What this means, though, is when you get these spikes, they basically, like, implied volatility, guys. Okay, what does that mean, right? Like, what is implied means, like, what is likely to happen in the future based off of, you know, what the sentiment is in the future. And that is why, you know, reading these spikes up and down, you can kind of predict the price action in the future. If they're getting rid of a bunch of puts, well, what does that indicate, right? That indicates that they're bullish, right? So yeah, dude, all this shit, man, happening here in mid-March, and then all of a sudden we just get a rally, right? 2 weeks later, we're up 130%. So crazy as shit, dude. I mean, it has everything to do with it. Everything to do with it, for sure. All right, we'll go back here. That answer. We'll go back here to TradingView. And think about it this way as well, guys. Like, this is being controlled by an algorithm, right? So whenever you pass that threshold, okay, I've said this before on the stream many times, and I need you guys to know that when you pass that threshold, there won't be an algorithm anymore. It's on the way down, maybe, right? Like, trying to make money on the way down if the algorithm wants to do that. But on the way up, it's going to be impossible for these algorithms to be controlling the price action because they're going to be taking each other down. There's going to be hedge funds taking each other down, meaning that the algorithms will not work. You're going to have a lot of volatility. It's going to look like this on the way up. So be prepared for that. Okay. In the meantime, though, if I can track it with what's going on here with the cycle, then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give you what it's telling me here, right? But on that breakthrough, I'm telling you, that's why it's really impossible to come up with a price action, dude, because if you have, you know, hedge funds just taking each other down, dude, at that point, it's, you know, price could go wherever. It could go wherever, dude. Do I think we'll hit all-time highs? I think so, yeah, I do. I don't think they can really keep this movement going on, man, for much longer. I don't. Yo, what's up, dude? Edward, what up, my bro? What up, guy? How you doing, man? 70. This guy. 230 people on here, yeah, and 78 likes. Dude, do you like the stream, bro? Do you like the stream, bro? Hook that algo up with a like, man. Slap that ass like Will did earlier. Right? Slap that like button. I'm down, dude. I'm down for some freaking all-time highs. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to sleep. It's been hard to sleep the past couple of days, for sure. For sure. Hey, I'll be here bright and early tomorrow, though, man. We'll be here. Let's see what it's gonna do. If you're just getting in the chat, I know you're probably wondering like what's going on. I'm gonna go over everything again. Okay, I'm gonna go over everything again. So I started off with the Ethereum Classic correlation here with AMC. So you can see from its low, Ethereum Classic back here from its low, I'm taking that. It has gone up about 130%. Okay, and now it's just chilling. We knew that Ethereum Classic went up first. Okay, and now it's just trading sideways. We have a little flag formation here. It still hasn't broken out, so we'll see what happens here. Same thing with AMC. From its low, it's gotten up about 130%. Okay, so we know that they've both reached very similar highs, right? This is one of the things I'm looking at for the algorithm. If we're tracking Ethereum, which I do believe we are, Ethereum Classic, then this in the short term would just indicate a little bit of downside to create a projector pattern, okay? And this goes with the regression trend that we've been talking about here, okay? Regression trend, there is a resistance point here on this regression trend line. If there's a cycle, which there is, then you know that they want to hit these points, right? Right here, we just crossed it very, very slightly, right? Just like we did back here, okay? So we're coming in, but you know how Amy is. She likes to come in and out of channels. So what I was telling the chat earlier is if we get a clean breakthrough and a quick bounce, then we're going to go, right? We're going to go, and that's it. Game over. If we come back in, we're sort of going to make this projector pattern, right? Which would make a cup and a handle, right? This would be that handle on this triple bottom setup cup, okay? On the macro, it's a cup. You can tell, right? Some people are like, dude, that's not a cup. I'm like, dude, it's George W. Triple bottom setup on the macro on the daily. It'll be a cup. All right, cup, handle, and then this thing will just go, right? This is the projector pattern that I'm looking at here. So if we get this guy in the short term, the next couple weeks, or not next couple weeks, the next week or so, that is going to indicate upside or downside, right? But we got that target, man. That's what we were looking for. We were looking for that $28 level, and we got it. And now we just continue, man. We continue to try and figure out what the fuck's happening with Amy. In the meantime, we rally, though. We rally. All right, let's see. So I guess I'll give you guys two scenarios for tomorrow, just based off of what I'm looking at. If you guys saw the website, if you click on the website below, there's a scenarios tab, and that'll take you straight to the weekly scenario. Weekly scenario has us going up to 28 and then coming back to test a resistance back here, 24-ish maybe, very quickly to make a projector pattern. Basically, that's what it's tracking to do. But, you know, one thing I don't know and I won't know is how much volume is going to be coming in from FOMO, and if that is going to break the algorithm, right? That's something that nobody knows and nobody can tell you. What I can tell you is that if we do that, okay, this thing would be the next levels I would be looking at just based off of, you know, the way things are playing out here. You would probably have a very similar setup to what happened in January if that was the case. If you take both of these patterns, they look pretty similar. They do. They look pretty similar in what they're tracking, right? Oh, and then, dude, also, man, like this is where, like, this is pretty insane too, man. But like, let's go back here to the EMA cross, and let's go on the daily chart because we did cross it. We crossed it today. And this is bullish. This is another thing I'm looking at too. That sort of does suggest that, you know, we might just go like and not, you know, not take a breather. But if you take this entire pattern, okay, if we take this entire pattern right here, from here to here, and sort of look at it the same way. What happened back here? We have a green cross, a red cross downside, and then a green cross. This one grossed in 700%, right? You don't have to use fib levels if you're taking a bars pattern, so because it'll naturally do it once you adjust it here. But if we apply this logic here, guys, look at this. You guys see this like little dip, even like this little fucking dip right here, it looks very similar to it. And this would give you that natural fib level that you're looking at. This would go up to like 160, maybe like 170, 160. Here, and I'll just pull up the price range so you guys don't think I'm lying. Okay, 700, 650% right there, okay? The same thing that happened back here when we got that cross, except we went up to 25. There it is, 25, and then from the cross, it's gonna be about 650%. So that would be another like, this would be an extremely bullish scenario. Like, again, this thing would have to knock out the entire algorithm. It would just have to say like, dude, too much volume's coming in. We have to release these shares or we're gonna be in trouble. That would be that level for that specific scenario. But if we do come back down, again, I'm looking at just a quick breather, bro, to like 24, like just to get a little projector, man, a little macro projector. If you guys were here last week, I talked about this a lot. I was like, if you're the type of person that, you know, thinks you're going to miss out, okay, let's go back here on the 2 hour. You know, a lot of us, like, I feel that way a lot too. I'm like, dude, am I gonna miss out? Is this a projector pattern? Like, is this it, right? But you can tell here on every single run, guys, watch this. On every single run, okay, we've had a projector pattern, okay? Bring back November. Even November did, bro. Tiny November had a projector pattern too. Okay, so why don't we compare these, okay, to the current setup and see if it applies, right? Because here, bro, they all come down very quickly to test that like sort of arc pattern setup. Okay, these don't just go up, they create a little bit of an arc setup. Okay, I'm gonna draw it here for you so you can see it clearly. Before a run up, all of these have the same thing going on. Okay, so let's take the current setup and see if that applies. Okay, whoa. Okay, like one could say that this setup looks very similar to probably January. I think January is probably the most fitting the way that it currently looks, right? But you have to think about it this way. This percentage is, this is 700% right here. We've only gotten up like about 100 and 130%. So we would actually be like right around down here, okay? So if you think about it, if we want a larger price action, that's what we're looking for, right? We're not looking to just come back up here to 77. So logic, like if you think about it from that perspective, the projector pattern would have to be bigger. It can't be the same size if we're going to go up higher. Remember, the projector pattern reflects itself on the cycle. It reflects itself on the run up. So if that was the case, the projector pattern would look larger. So if it did look larger, guys, we would get something like this, okay? Something like that, right? In its own way. Whoops. And then, dude, at this point, if you got in right here, right, that would explode. That's where the algorithm comes back down, goes long on the stock, and then it's game over. The shorts lose, the institutions lending out the shares win, retail wins, it's game over at that point. But yeah, dude, look at this. Make your own judgment, right? But if you think this is a projector pattern, which it can be, then you do your, like, I mean, that you come up with that, right, that decision. But if it comes back down very quickly, okay, you can always be right here as well, man, making that projector pattern. Even if it does that, bro, I still think we're gonna go up no matter what. But there you guys have it. Just so you can kind of look at things a little bit differently in the way that these run-ups do happen, okay?
But
yeah, dude, I'm rooting for Amy to freaking just blow up and do her thing, bro. Do her thing for sure. That is the goal here, man. I want her to just blow up and go. Okay, that's what we all want. I'm sure everybody's tired, right, of this whole just downward pressure here that we've had for over, yeah, I mean, one could say over a year, right? But just this manipulation, dude, it's got to go, man. It's got to go. But yeah, dude, that so the bullish things that I'm looking at obviously is the daily cross, right? That we just got 1348 for sure. The cycle's tracking perfectly, right? The Ethereum tracking, I'm going to say that is the one thing that is just sort of has me just a bit skeptical here as far as like just the next day or two, right? To just come down very quickly. Because if we don't do that, like if we don't ladder up, okay, slow and steady, the come down is going to be a lot faster and it's going to be a lot worse, okay? And that's also what we have going on here, tracking with Ethereum Classic. This is probably the only indicator that I am looking at that suggests just a very tiny dip. At the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal. Again, I mean, just look at this, guys. We went up fucking 45% today. Okay, it's a lot. That is a lot, and it's cool, man. It is cool. But yeah, dude, I'm rooting for Amy to go. Welcome. Well, if you guys are new, welcome to the channel, Trading with Emotions, where we don't trade with our emotions. That's the irony of it, of the name. A lot of people ask me, they're like, dude, are you for real? Like, we're trading with our emotions? I mean, you do trade with your emotions, but like, you know what I mean? Like, don't trade too much with your emotions, or else I feel like this play 1000% is, I mean, we have conviction, my guy. Like, if we are trading AMC and GameStop, the ape community is, yeah, got that emotional mindset. But you know what? They beat us down so fucking hard lately that I think we're just like immortal now. You know, going into it, bro, they're gonna have, like, the stock market is not gonna be the same after the squeeze. Because, like, you're gonna have a bunch of fucking apes, like, just taking over. Like, we have learned so much with this, dude. I don't think, like, if this didn't happen, the amount, like, the possibilities, man, of us going and, like, actually learning something, being, like, that ambitious about it, you know, pushing ourselves to figure this shit out, I don't think it would have happened. So this is a good opportunity, man. It was definitely a good opportunity to break the system, you know. For Toys R Us, Sears, Blockbuster, this is for you, man. This is for you. Imagine if next week we're all million. I hope, dude. I hope. That would be awesome. Be a game changer for sure. This guy, all the ramen noodles. I just had some ramen yesterday, bro. Look at that. Yeah, it's for real, dude. I don't want fucking movie theaters to die. I love that shit. I had a rant about that yesterday. I was like, dude, they can't fucking take that shit away from us. Okay, just because you have a movie theater at home doesn't mean that, you know, I don't want to fucking watch a movie out with my buddies. Jesus. Hey, if you made money, I'm very, very happy for you. I'm extremely happy. I don't think you understand how much that means. Like, if you guys made money, that is awesome, guys. It's the best feeling, for sure. Make that money. You deserve it. You deserve it. there you go. There you go. Gains, man, right there. Say about, yeah, hell yeah. I miss Toys R Us, bro. I used to go there as a kid. Man. Same with Sears. I was looking at a video yesterday, dude. I was like, it was like one of those like nostalgic videos that they post where like it's even got like a 90s filter of like somebody walking through like an old McDonald's, old Toys R Us, like Sears. There was even Sears in there. I was like, bro, this is bringing me back. I'm getting in my feels right now. In my feels. How old am I? I'm gonna be 25 soon, dude. 25. I know. 25. Even if I call you dude, hey, just I say boys and gals every day, and then you know we got Amy over here, Amy and Jimmy. Keep it neutral, you know. Jamie. And you know, Jamie is both a male and female name as well, Jamie. So get that mix up in there, Jamie. What up, dude? Dan the man, how you doing? We chilling, man. We're just chilling. I'm, you know, answering your questions right now. I did go over the chat with a few of you in here, so just ask right away. I'm okay to repeat stuff. I'm sure you guys don't mind. This is like, you know, it's like in school, you know, they just repeat shit over and over and over again. I know it gets annoying sometimes. I apologize, but hey, somebody wants to learn. Will we get Ivy Crush tomorrow? It's again, it all depends on how much. Honestly, look at pre-market. I would look at pre-market for anything, just to sort of get a guide here. I might be on a little bit earlier tomorrow, like 8 o'clock. So maybe 30 minutes before market opens. That way we can go ahead and talk about like what the short-term sentiment is with Amy, right? Because yeah, it's possible that they've done this before, guys. One of the things I recommend, if you have not seen anything of the cycle videos or anything, I have a website, tradingwithemotions.com. If you click the link below, there's a video section. There's like 5 videos, and they all talk about what this is, why it works. If you click on the cycle sessions video, it'll show you talking about the Ivy Crush, the premiums. Back here, they opened up the 145s on the 3rd, actually. Right as we opened on the 3rd, they opened up the 145s, and then a bunch of people bought them at really high premiums. So then what happened was, like, you did get that, premium die out as the theta came in closer to option expiration dates for that quadruple witching date, which was June 18th. So a bunch of people bought the 145s, and then, they ended up losing all their money. And dude, they were expensive. They were expensive as fuck. So it's just something to just be careful with, right? Because you never know, like, if you buy really high premiums for options, and then it comes down, like, volatility will crush that, and it'll, you thought you might have gotten in on a good price, but then it just comes down very slightly, and then volatility starts to come down, and it's not so much the time decaying now, but really that volatility, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be like, dude, we're looking good, man. We are looking good, and that's all that matters, dude. We've gone a long way from this bottom at 13, $30, guys. That's crazy. We just got this EMA cross. So, worst case, again, we just come back very, very quickly to make a little projector pattern and then go up again, right? Remember, you're not going to miss out. if we come back down and we make a projector pattern, you will know. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you where I think it's at. If you guys are following the channel, I'll tell you where I think it's at, and then that is where, you know, if you're planning on either, you know, loading up on a lot more shares, or if you're planning on doing options, whatever it is that you're trying to do, man, I will tell you what my, just like what I'm, I guess what I'm doing, right? Not financial advice ever, but I will show you for entertainment purposes what I'm gonna do. Using fib charts, the levels that you're looking at for fibs, and this would just basically ignore the possibility that there are no shorts, blah blah blah, right? And that this is just pure FOMO, right? If we looked at, you know, if we look at it from that perspective, which obviously is false, then the fib levels that you would look at would be 260 and 300 would be that, basically that spike, that peak. And that's based off of fib levels, okay? Based off of fib levels. Bailey, thank you. Yesterday I almost super chatted. If today rips above 25, I would spank free for a month. Thank God I'm a couple dollars richer and I don't have to stick to that. Look at that. That's sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, look at that. Things are playing out, huh? And I hope that they continue to play out. I really do. Everything is lining up, dude. You know, the fact that we got this, again, there were a lot of people messaging me today telling me, you know, how they got in right on time, you know, both shares and options, and they made a lot of money and they were grateful for it. So again, that is awesome. That's a goal. Ultimately, guys, this, you know, not only is it about figuring out what the fuck's happening here in the market, but I mean, ultimately what you want to do is make money, right? Like that's why you're trying to figure this out, because you want to make money. And that's the goal. That is ultimately the goal. So if you're doing that, then I'm doing my part. And you're killing it. You're fucking killing it. So hell yeah. Mr. Ray, thank you, brother. Thank you. What up, love God and neighbor? What's up, dude? Javi, Ray. I'm trying to like get to all of you guys. Diaz, what's up, brother? Kyo Kim, what up, dude? Appreciate you, dude. I mean, what I want to know in the comments, what is like, just because like I was feeling that way yesterday, but what's your go-to store that's not available anymore that they just shut down? Like for me, it was like Toys R Us or Sears. Actually, Sears would have been pretty. I used to fucking go there all the time when I was like 5 with my parents. I don't know what's your go-to store, man. That's not around. Family Video? Shit. Like, what is it, dude? Family Video, holy fuck, dude. Babies R Us, yeah, dude. That's Babies R Us too, man. Yeah, they cracked them all out. What am I wearing on my head, bro? This is my headset, dude. Goofy. Look, headset. I wear it on one ear so that I could hear myself, or else it's too like. Unless I'm like jamming out and we're fucking throwing elephants in the chat, I'll put both in. But right now, yeah. Radio Shack. Oh, fuck, dude. Radio Shack. My brother used, like, that was his favorite store as a kid. That kid would just, He still does. It just makes everything, man. Kmart. Kmart's done? They still have like... Don't they have like big lots too? Like that, I have a Big Lots here nearby. But damn, Kmart. Yeah, Kmart, geez. Blockbuster. Yeah, dude, fuck. Blockbuster, man. I remember when they transitioned over, tried doing the whole Redbox thing. I'm pretty sure there might still be some. But yeah, dude, once Netflix came out and with the whole Redbox thing, you already knew that it was game over. See, but like, for that one, I would be like, okay, a big ass company came into play, and I'm sure for that, like, as they were shorting, you know, Blockbuster and stuff, like Netflix was like coming in hard, you know, so they kind of knew that transition. But this whole AMC shit, man, nah, like, you can't take that away. Hell no. No, we're not gonna do, like, I'm not trying to VR in my room. Okay. No, I want to go out. I want to breathe. Can't be home all the time. You can't trap me in here. I want to live in a box. Crazy times though, man. Crazy fucking times with Amy. Spamming plug power for your my next TA. Guys, whenever AMC's done and over with, I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna have a ginormous, not ginormous, but I'm going to have a pretty hefty list of stocks that I am tracking with cycles. I am working on a catalog, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be like, just think about it. When we make all this money, where are we gonna put it? Where are we gonna put it? Well, we got some shit for sure. But right, time with everything right now, we focus on Amy, and then you know, when things start to come down and we focus on other things, then dude, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down for sure. But yeah, there are cycles with every fucking stock. Every fucking stock has a different cycle, and it's crazy. It is crazy, dude. I just like the system, like. And they're never, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think they would push this out. That's the problem. Guys, this was a cycle play right here. The reason I had that March 29th date was purely because of all the cyclical things that I've been looking at. All the indicators here that are cycle related got to this specific date in the way that it did. So you can definitely do this with other stocks. I promise. I promise you, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Nah, don't trust me. Just take it with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, if it resonates with your just perspectives, then great. If not, then great, bro. You know what I mean? Q Kim, yeah, dude. I was, you know. And that's why, again, guys, that's why I went pretty bold on that statement that I made, okay? I wasn't going to just blur out a date for you. I said it was a price target, okay, on a specific date, and I didn't say it was going to squeeze or anything. I just said I'm looking for this price target. And the only reason I did that, again, was because too much DD was checking out. Like, there was, guys, probably like 15 different things, even though I didn't cover like all of them, right? But I covered about like 7 or 8, but most of them were all pointing to the upside. Almost all of them were, and we're there now, man. We're there now. We'll kind of see what's going on here in the near future, but hey, I'll keep you guys updated, man. No worries. I had some dude on Twitter was like, hey, dude, like, when are you gonna, like, update? Like, you can't leave me hanging. I'm like, all right, okay. I'll go live. I got you. Yeah, I got time. What is up, Jason? Good afternoon, man. For sure. Yeah, Bashan, anytime, brother. Anytime. Yeah, I do think that, Rob. This is just the beginning. For sure. You know? What I know for sure, guys, I will tell you this. What I think, no matter what, I think this is the bottom. Okay? And again, that's a really bold statement, but I just do not see us going past 13 anymore. Like, I can pretty, like, straightforward tell you that at least, that even if we were to come back down, I don't see us going below 13. I just don't. Again, look at this. We just rose 130%. For us to come back down? No. Hell no. You wish, bro. You wish. And I'm talking to the hedgies, all right? Talking to the hedgies. What's in store for April Fools? Hey. Yeah, what if, like, AMC just comes down the day before and then it's like, psych, just fucking goes to, like, 300. April Fools. That would be awesome. But then again, it would, like, trick a lot of people, man, you know? But then it'd be like, well, sucks to be you, you know? Like... So again, just because you guys are asking, but just look at Ethereum Classics from its low. I'm taking its low back here. I'm taking AMC's low. 130% run up. 130% run up. We know that they're trading against each other, guys, in the way that they're liquidating their positions, or not liquidating their positions. They're liquidating one stock to pump the other. Okay, it's a strategy that they're using, and yeah, it's fraud if you catch up to it, right? But we already know that, the system doesn't like to really crack down on shit like that. And if they do, they'll just slap you right on the wrist. So what I'm looking at here is, right, we did hit that level, okay, $30. If this keeps going up, this is really going to start doing its own thing, right? That threshold is basically going to tell the algorithm, like, hey, we can't stop this volume anymore. We're just going to have to run. And at that point, it's really out of control, guys. It will be out of control. But this is just the Ethereum Classic tracking setup that we have here going on. Apart from that, everything else, the regression trend also has us on that resistance level. I'm going to pull it up again just one more time for you. See that? We did just hit it right here. Called for that. This is why I had that $28 price level, because on the regression trend, right, we have this hitting a major resistance. And when you hit a major resistance, think about it this way. Okay, you come back here to the AMC chart and you flip it over. Okay, what do you do back here? You hit these major support levels on the downside, but they would be considered resistance. So if you kind of look at it the same way, if you have a regression trend right here, right, you're hitting these levels back and forth. At some point, and see how this one came into the channel and then quickly came back out? That's a very similar setup to what we got going on here. This very quickly came in here at $30, And, you know, if it goes right through, then you're going to see a break. But if it just tests it and then comes back down, you're going to see a breather. That doesn't mean that it's game over and like, oh, we went to 30 bucks. We're going to come back down to 5 or whatever. No, it's a breather. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. You get a handle on this macro cup. Projector pattern wins. That's what we want. And then we go, right? It's all a matter of what the projector pattern is going to do. And if it fails, guys, if the volume does not exceed that threshold, then again, we will look at the cycle and we will figure out the next course of action, which is just going to be continue tracking the cycle. It's the same way we got this run up here, same way. So it's, again, it gets prolonged a little bit, but you figure it out, right? It could happen right here, okay? But it typically happens at the end of the month or early in the month, right? Highway Frog, thanks, brother. Thank you. I'm glad to have you guys all in here. It depends. It depends on the next move. Okay, if you guys look at all of these scenarios that I posted in the past, I've posted 2 other ones, and all of them, you can look it up. They all land on the same date, the same March and April time early on, and the setup looks a little bit different, right? We are actually up on this zone, just chilling, making a smaller cup and then a handle, and we're up right around this $25 level, right? We did come down to these levels down here, right? But the thing to note here, guys, is that this is irrelevant. The way they're making these patterns is irrelevant. What you need to look at for the cycle are these major points of interest, which are upsides or downsides. They're like major spikes. These happen on a cyclical level. That is what I'm talking about here. This 120-day cycle goes hand in hand with the 2-month cycle. Same thing. Like, you bring up the 2-month cycle and you're gonna see, right, the same thing. Like, in between, you got your little arc pattern, and then one's coming up, the other one's coming up down, and you get the inverse effect happening, right? As they're shorting the stock, they're gonna cover those shares that they stored away, right, that you bought. And the same effect is happening back here. It's a strategy that they used, and it's happening in between as well. It's just something that happens on a cycle. It's cyclical. In between, though, it's really just a waiting game, dude. You know, you can figure out what these patterns are going to be. It's going to be a wedge, a triple bottom, whatever. If you pay attention to this spot, that is where you're winning. Because if you can time this right, go in on whatever it is that you're buying, if you time it right, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money with shares. You're going to make a lot of money with options. Yeah, so I'm on Central Time. So I was saying 1:30. So Eastern Time is going to be an hour ahead. So you guys open at 9:30 Eastern Time. We open up at 8:30 Central. A lot of people are on Pacific Time too. I know Rico's on Pacific Time. He's like 2 hours behind. So yeah, for them it's like really, really early. Again, yeah, so CJ, just if tomorrow, if we do have a chill day, man, it's just going to be really just, right, hovering on this range here for a little bit. And, you know, it'll really tell us, you know, moving forward, what's going to happen with AMC here in the short term, just because typically, again, on these levels, guys, unless we get and this is very possible too. Okay, I've seen it happen with multiple stocks, but what we can do is we can chill it out here for a little bit and then basically create a very tiny handle. Dude, Amy doesn't like fucking cups and handles. Like, or doesn't like handles is what I'm saying. She doesn't. She just like you guys see us on stream. Like, we get a cup and then we just go. Like, she doesn't respect the handles. It's like, I don't want to do it, right? Now, that typically happens a lot on like on like a mid time frame. Not really on the macros. Sometimes you do get at least a little bit of a handle, something like that. So we might see a tiny handle, come back and test this like $29 level, and then break through, and that would be the push, right? And just here, based off of like how things are looking like, yeah, I don't know, in the near term, maybe in like within the next, for sure, like within the next week, I would see us like at least breaking that if we do create that, you know. I'll give you guys an example, right? Because we've talked about this stock before, but you guys remember Lucid, right? We were tracking Lucid, Lucid at a similar setup to Doge, okay? And we had a very similar setup. Okay, so this right here, we're gonna go on the 2 hour real quick. Okay, watch this. Okay, so here, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's very small, but sort of understand this level here from like a from like the same perspective. Just remember, AMC's price action is a bit different because we're in a macro falling wedge. Okay, so the regression trend is facing down, right? We're doing this here with Lucid. It's more flat. You have more of a stagnant regression trend like this, right? So you have levels that are trying to be broken on the on a horizontal level, right? Very straight, very stagnant. Now look at this. See how it comes back and tests this channel once, and then basically the next day almost, comes up, tests this channel, and it chills right here. And then what does it do? On the 28th, it gaps up and it goes hard. Like, this thing goes hard, dude. Look at that. So let's see here. Let's go on the daily and see if we got an EMA cross around that time, since we know that the EMA cross is powerful. We got an EMA cross right here. Look at that. Actually, look at this shit. This made a projector pattern right here. You already know. This is a projector pattern on Lucid. Look at this. Arc. You can draw it. It's a little hat, okay? Projector patterns are little sombreros, bro. Hell yeah. Look at that. Right there. Now, what you do, you apply a very similar logic to AMC. If AMC does something similar to this, it would take about a week. Okay, this is September 22nd. Maybe a week and a half or something if we did something like this. But remember, the setups are different. They don't have to play out the same way. Like, I'm pulling up a different chart. So what I want you to focus on is this right here. It's that it comes back to test it twice. Even if we come down, it'll come back to test it again. And that is where you get that breakthrough. All right. Yo, 123, my guy. Man, if you guys follow me on, so I'm gonna post it in a bit, but I started a public profile just specifically for stocks, because what it'll do is it'll tell you when I buy, and then it'll tell you when I sell, right? I'm going to tell you right now that for public, I bought in right here. And you'll see that in the near future. I'll post a link in the future, so you guys can see that as well. But that'll just be a way in which you guys can sort of track, like, if I'm buying or, selling anything, like with specifically on those dates. It's a good way to track it. And then obviously you guys got the charts that I'm posting and stuff. So keep track of stuff like that. It's such an easy platform. Like, I mean, you don't, like, I don't use it for anything other than just, like, if you're going to buy stock, you do it on that, because it's so, easy, you know, for tracking and stuff. I use TD Ameritrade though. That's the go-to. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. Man, this thing is just beautiful. Fucking awesome. You should keep slapping that ass, right, dude? Tell Will Smith to do that shit. He was on stream going ham today. He did not take a break. Like no fucking break, man. That guy was working overtime slapping that ass. Let me tell you. And I appreciated it. I was like, dude, keep it going. Keep it going. Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, look, it's 9 o'clock. We're gonna cut the stream here. But I just wanted to, if you just hopped in, I'm gonna leave the stream on. So I recommend just, you know, go back and watch it. Everybody asked a lot of questions, and I went over the setup, you know, at least 4 times, which I'm happy to do. I'm happy to do it. All right. So be here tomorrow early. I will be on stream early. We're gonna stream all fucking day again, and hope that Amy goes ham. All right. You guys have a good night. I love you. And you, yeah, just go love it up, man. I love you. Bye-bye.